going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Welcome here today to a Bleacher Report article reaction video, and today we are reacting to something new and something I'm actually kind of excited to just kind of jog my memory down or go down memory lane is the NBA's best and worst tank jobs of the past decade. So this was written by Andy Bailey of Bleacher Report. He posts some good stuff on Twitter. I follow him. He's like an advanced analytic guy. He posts a lot of those stuff over there on Twitter. But I'll leave a link to the article in the description. But yeah, like obviously the most infamous tank job, the reason why there's a tankathon, the reason why the lottery odds changed is because of the Sam Hinkie Philadelphia 76ers. So you know that's going to be mentioned in here. And really other tank jobs that I could think of on the top of my head is probably like number one that's coming in my head is Knicks for Zion. Didn't work out. Were the Thunder this year a tanking team? I feel like they were. I wouldn't really say like the Pistons were a tanking team. Like I wouldn't say like the Suns in 2018. No, I wouldn't say maybe any of the Cavs teams. Probably not. Maybe when the Cavs got Wiggins, maybe that will be in here. I'm not really sure, so that's why I'm excited to react to this article today, and you can let me know down below anything that he didn't mention, anything I didn't mention, just to maybe throw in some tank jobs. So we're going to see some of the best and some of the worst. You can see kind of how many there's going to be. So, okay, there's 7, and that looks like, I think that's Poku's face right there. So I guess the Thunder aren't here. So the jury is still out on some of these. All right, so I guess the Thunder, we don't know if it's going to be worth it or not. I guess we have to see how Josh Giddey plays, like the Thunder are not going to be good this year, to see like who they land in the 2022 draft, to see like maybe, because I guess Poku and Teo were from the draft before. Is there some other team in the jury is still out? Okay, the last sentiment applies to the Rockets too. I don't think really trading James Harden they were tanking. I don't really know unless they kept Christian Wood out a while. I mean, I don't really remember too much what was going on for the middle of the season for the Rockets if they were making any tanking moves. So, I don't know. I see right here, worst is the Post-Dwight Magic. Wow. Okay, so they traded Dwight. Oh, what was it? 2012? Something like that. And then some of the guys they ended up drafting, Oladipo, Aaron Gordon. What was that? That would be 2013 and 2014. 2015, they ended up with Hazonia. 2016, they ended up with who did they end up with? It was either I think it was Elfrid Payton. 2017, they ended up with Isaac. Not bad. So I don't know. Let me just kind of read this a little bit. So yeah, the 4-team trade, they got Vooch for it, which was, yeah, one of the, like, honestly went on to have a better career than Dwight Howard after that trade was made, pretty much. But yeah, they ended up going 20 and 62. They got Oladipo in the 2013 draft. Honestly, a great pick. He didn't work out in Orlando, but if you look at what he did for Indiana, and you look at how bad that 2013 draft was, he was one of the better picks from that draft. Aaron Gordon at 4 in 2014. Yes, right after Embiid went. I think it was fun. I think Aaron Gordon's probably a top 10 player from that draft class, definitely. Because that class also had Nikola Jokic. That class also had Zach LaVine, I believe, Marcus Smart, etc. And then they 2015, yeah, getting Hazonia. I think it was 5 was Stein. He might have been 6. Not very good. At all. But yeah, I guess all 3 are gone, so maybe the tank job for them didn't work out. But that was almost a decade ago when they took Oladipo or traded Dwight, and you know how the turnover time in the NBA is right now. Like, you're on the team for like 5 years, and then you're gone. You're either getting traded, request a trade, or leave in free agency. Next, post-Kobe Lakers. Okay. Well, yes, they ended up with, what year did Kobe retire? Well, let's say it in here. Technically, this is the tank job started before Kobe retired. Okay, so Lonzo was picked in 2017, Ingram in 2016, and they also got Josh Hart in that draft as well, and even like Kuzma also in 2017. 2018, they ended up with, who did they get in 2018? Did they not have their first round pick? I don't think they did. No, it went to the Sixers when they took like Mikal Bridges, I believe. So, and then I guess they ended up getting LeBron that offseason, and then the year after they ended up getting AD. But I guess also to mention, you can see him there, Julius Randle in 2014. Yeah, all right, and then I ended up getting them AD, so they're saying that's one of the best tank jobs. Okay, I don't know, were they tanking? I feel like they never wanted to tank. It's like the Knicks never really did before Zion that year, because like they're a big market team, you know, they want to win as much as they can. So, all right. Next up, we have worst perpetually tanking Kings, so they've just been continuing to do it from 0-1. or from 2001 to 2005, the Kings showed only the San Antonio Spurs a winning percentage. Yeah, where they had Weber, Divac, Bibby, Stojakovic, Christie. Good team, you know. And then they took DeMarcus Cousins in 2010. You hit on that because I guess Tyreek Evans in 2009 wasn't terrible. Forgot who they took in 2008. Was it the Beat? Oh, no, that was the Grizzlies, right? Yeah. And then, geez, yeah, like you got Thomas Robinson in 2012. In 2011, you got Jimmy Fredette. 2013, Macklemore. 14, Stauskas. 15, Coley Spard. Oh, boy. Didn't they end up in 2016 with Papagiannis as well? I think they technically drafted Marquise Chris, but then they traded him to San Antonio on draft night for Bogdan Bogdanovic, was actually a pretty good trade. But yeah, maybe they're trending in the right direction with Fox and Halliburton. But oh boy, imagine they had Luka Doncic. I mean, they wouldn't have ended up with Halliburton, probably with Luka. But imagine Luka and De'Aaron Fox, because Fox was already there. Imagine if they just took Jaren Jackson Jr., they would be looked at a little bit better. Who knows? Maybe Triple J wouldn't have been this good, but he was fine his rookie year when Ja wasn't there. But I guess that's because Mike Conley. Best, the Bright Future Suns. So we're gonna. I guess he's considering them a tanked job team, but they missed on a lot of draft picks. So I guess we could start. I mean, they made the playoffs in like 2010, was it? Like the last of like the Nash Stoudemire era. And then I guess like we could start maybe in. Did they have a top pick in 2012? No, right? That's when they ended up with Kendall Marshall, or T.J. Warren. No, T.J. Warren was later. But yeah, they missed in 2013 on Alex Len, who went 5th. 2014. They ended up, I think, with T.J. Warren at the end of the lottery. 2015, Devin Booker. So they got 2 good picks in a row. 16, they ended up missing. Oh boy, they missed on Dragon Bender. And they missed on Marquise Chris. Terrible. And then even worse in 2017, Josh Jackson with De'Aaron Fox on the board. They took him. But then in 2018, they had a good draft with DeAndre Ayton and the Mikal Bridges trade. Well, that was fantastic. And then in 2019, they traded down to get Sarge and Cam Johnson with the Timberwolves. And on, like, if you look at maybe any tweet that happened on 2019's draft night when the Suns made that trade, everyone was saying this is the dumbest thing ever. This is great for the Timberwolves. And they ended with Jared Culver. Didn't work out in Minnesota. Already's been traded. And Cam Johnson contributed on a team that just won the Western Conference. And then also on that draft night, they traded T.J. Warren for like a second round pick or for cash. So yeah, they were pretty bad with McDonough. But it worked out with Aiden. It worked out with Devin Booker, obviously. And it's worked out so far with Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges. Worst artist formerly known as the Bobcats. So this would have to definitely refresh my memory because I don't even remember. So I know they got Kemba in 2011. The following summer, they traded their 2 leading scorers, Steven Jackson and Gerald Wallace, and went into a youth movement led by Kemba Walker, Bismack Biyombo, DJ Augustine, who was a top pick in the 2010 draft. I think it was 2010. It could have been 2009. Out of Texas, I remember. Byron Mullins, Reggie Williams, Derek Brown, Tyrese Thomas, and Gerald Henderson. Only 2 of those players are still in the league with Kemba and Biyombo. I don't think our Augustine might still be on a team at this point. He's actually had a pretty long career for someone that hasn't really been that good. And then in 2013, the Bobcats went 21-61. They drafted. So now we're going into the Charlotte Hornets, where they took Michael Kidd-Gilchrist when the pick after him was Bradley Beal. A couple picks later was Damian Lillard. Even Harrison Barnes was a lot better in that top 10. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist was a bust for the second overall pick. Wow, they were actually one of the worst drafting teams because in 2013, they ended up with Cody Zeller, who they took 3rd, I believe, out of Indiana. 2014, they got Noah Vonleh at 9. 2015, they ended up with Frank Kaminsky when apparently they could have easily gotten more value from that if they traded him. And then also in 2016, I think they were good that year with like Al Jefferson, Kemba, Jeremy Lamb, so they didn't have a top pick. 2017, the Hornets. Who did the Hornets draft in 2017? I don't even remember. Oh, Malik Monk. Didn't work out, obviously. 2018, the Hornets ended up with not P.J. Washington. He was 2019, which wasn't that bad. 2018 was Miles Bridges, also not as bad. But Shea Gilgeous, they passed up on to take Miles Bridges. So, yeah, they were one of the worst drafting teams. I don't know if they were talking about the Bobcats, but then they also mentioned the Hornets. And then best, the process Sixers. Obviously, they're the reason why we call tanking. Yep, they ended up with wasn't Rocco undrafted or second round pick? And then, yeah, they got Saric and Embiid and Ben Simmons, and they traded Drew Holiday for Nerlens Noel, who ended up going to Dallas in a trade. I think it was a trade, but that didn't really work out. Jahlil Okafor didn't work out when they could have taken Kristaps Porzingis. And then, yeah, in 2017, Fultz, obviously we all know what happened with Fultz. Didn't work out. They traded him not too long after. 2018, they kind of messed up and had a perfect fit in Mikal Bridges, but then traded him for a pick in Zaire Smith. They used that pick to go out and get Tobias Harris. They traded Sarge and Rocco for Jimmy Butler. Butler didn't work out, so they signed Al Horford. He didn't work out, and then they ended up kind of filling out their roster. But they made a nice move in Seth Curry they picked up. Shake Milton's developed. They've gotten Dybul. They've got a Maxey. And here we are today where Ben Simmons is going to get traded probably very soon. So, yeah, that was actually a pretty fun article to react to. Let me know if you guys enjoyed by dropping a thumbs up if you did. Let me know down below what you think of anything I said or the article said. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.